Hey, how's it going? Nice to see you again. Taking a walk here. I'm kind of near the ocean, but not too close because the closer I get to the ocean over there, the windier it gets. And I just wanted to talk with you and share a couple thoughts that I had and do so where you can still hear my voice. So, how's it going today? I hope you're having a good one. I wanted to make a video about somebody who's been very special to me and had a big impact. I know when you say special, it feels very lovey-dovey, but it's more like I have a lot of admiration for Jim Simons. And he passed away a couple days ago. It was actually really startling to me. I went to YouTube to watch an interview with him. I'm always super inspired by what he has to share. He is one of the brightest people that I think walked on the same earth with me, that I've been alive during their lifetime. I don't say that about a lot of people. There are maybe 3 or 4 people I can think of who, if I had a chance to have lunch with them and talk with them, it would be one of those incredible honors in life. So I went to watch this YouTube video, and it was a Bloomberg news report that he had just passed away like the day before. So total shock. I didn't find out about it any other way but going to YouTube to watch and to learn. So Jim Simons was a lot of things, and he's most famous in the world of investing for running a hedge fund, and it was called Renaissance Technologies. That was the name of the company. Ren 10 is what they called it for short. And he had a fund called the Medallion Fund, which was the most successful hedge fund ever. I mean, everybody knows that Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway has had a great return over the last 10, 20, 30, 40 years. The return of the Medallion Fund by Renaissance blew away Berkshire Hathaway's returns, far superior. And they did it with smaller amounts of money. I think the fund was probably running somewhere between $20 to $40 billion, which is a lot smaller than Berkshire, but they were traders, and they were quantitative traders, and his strength was math. He was a mathematician, brilliant mathematician, and he was great at putting together teams of people, putting together a group of other mathematicians and giving them some problems to work on and to solve. And he just hired the brightest people, these super smart PhD, either like students who were getting their PhDs, or maybe they had recently got them, but the people who worked at Renaissance Technologies were the brightest people he could find. And through his life, he did a lot of cool stuff. When he was younger, I think he was probably a teenager, maybe early 20s, he did a motorcycle trip, a bunch of friends, and he got together and decided they wanted to ride from where they lived, I think in Massachusetts, going down to South America, and they just planned this trip and took a ride with their motorcycles. This was stuff people did back then. It was still considered crazy then and foolish, because you could get hurt, you could get lost, all kinds of bad things could happen, but there was a sense of adventure there. And then he went on and did a lot of cool things. I'm not going to go into detail and do like a biography of his life. There's a lot more information out there in the form of videos and books about him where you could learn a lot more detail. But in the last presentation, one of the last talks he gave about his life and his work, he talked about a lot of cool stuff, but the most memorable was somebody asked him, what are your principles in life? If you were to outline the 5 most important things. And so he shared them, and I want to tell you about them because they're powerful and they're cool. Number 1, be guided by beauty. He said, just as a great theorem can be very beautiful, a company that's really working well, very efficiently, that can be beautiful. And Jim was a kind of person who could just revel in the beauty of a mathematical equation. He loved the formula to find the volume of a sphere. The volume equals 4/3 pi r cubed. And there was something beautiful about that theorem. He was interested in math from an early age. As a kid, he used to love doubling numbers, playing games with his dad on road trips, figuring out the most fuel-efficient way to get from point A to point B. Another principle of his: surround yourself with the smartest and best people you possibly can. He said, let them do their thing. Don't sit on top of them. If they're smarter than you, all the better. Number 3 principle: do something original. Don't follow the crowd. Don't run with the pack. If everyone's trying to solve the same problem, don't do that. His number 4 principle is don't give up easily. Stick with it. Stick with it, not forever, but really give it a chance to get where you're going. I like that, because a lot of times when you're trying to make your way in this world, whatever you're doing, all the good things worth having, worth doing, you're gonna have roadblocks. You're gonna have frustration. You're gonna want to give up. You're gonna say, you know, this is a dumb idea, just because something's not working. But maybe it's a good idea. So his encouragement here is to stick with it. Keep trying. Don't quit. At some point, you might find out that what you're doing is foolish and there's a point of diminishing returns. So that's why he says don't stick with it forever, but be persistent, be resilient. And finally, the final principle is hope for good luck. And he said that's the most important principle. And I love that coming from him, because, again, the most successful trader, without question, the most successful hedge fund, and a guy who was the head of the Stony Brook math department, just a brilliant guy, brilliant mathematician, worked on the Chern-Simons hypothesis, and is very well respected by people in the math field and also in the world of physics. So just wanted to make this video. It's amazing. I probably learned about Jim Simons 7 years ago, give or take. So I haven't known about him my whole life, but I've had a few occasions where I've had to make big decisions in my life. And the things that I've learned from him about decision making and just about living your life and doing your thing, they have had a huge impact on me. So just wanted to make this video to share with you guys. What I'll do is I'll put a link in the description to one of the interviews he did with a very close family friend of his. And there are a lot of interviews online with him, but this one's, in my opinion, the best. I'll just put that there in case any of you guys want to see it. And I hope this video finds you well. It was a beautiful day. It's sunny, not too windy. And yeah, it's always nice to hang out with you guys. So enjoy your life, whatever you're doing. Tomorrow is never guaranteed. So you really gotta just live every day to its fullest. I'm really glad you decided to spend a little time with me. All's well here, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the next video.